Check out these custom one-of-one Sapporo Air Force One lows. These shoes were a part of DJ AM's personal collection, and they were auctioned off on eBay after he passed away in 2009. This pair was on display in the beer, wine, and liquor section with this beer tap handle and bottles of Sapporo scattered all around. And you can really see how the props bring these shoes to life. These shoes are customs. They were done by a sneaker customizer named Jor1. I want to show you the shoe up close so you can check it out right there. When you look right here above the swoosh, you can see that it says Jor1. That is the customizer's signature. Now, Jor1 used to be a graffiti artist, and then he was an original sneaker customizer in the early 2000s. There's actually a really cool article where he was interviewed by Sneaker Freaker. The title of the article is How to Lose All Your Friends and Paint Sneakers All Day Long. And he was basically talking about the struggle of customizing sneakers, how much work goes into each pair, how many hours it takes to do this, and how difficult it is to make money customizing shoes. He was saying that sometimes he'll spend 40 or 60 or even 80 hours working on one pair of shoes. And so if he's charging somebody $12 an hour for 40 hours, those were the numbers that he was going with, he was saying basically that he was going to have to tell people that it was going to cost them about $500 to customize a pair of shoes, and people were blown away by that price. But then he even went as far as to say that at that price of $500, he wasn't even making a whole lot of money because it didn't include all of the costs of the materials, the shoes, so on and so forth. You can see on this pair of Air Force One Customs, the details are amazing. I mean, the shoes look absolutely like the Sapporo logo, like the beer bottle or the beer can. You can see the stars all over the place. It says Sapporo on the heel. You know, that would never fly, Nike releasing a shoe that's so blatantly Sapporo without Sapporo's permission. They would definitely get sued. We saw that happen with the Heineken Dunks. We saw that happen with the PBR Angus's, shoes that looked very, very similar to these iconic beers, but Nike didn't get the proper permission to make those shoes. So same thing would happen here if they were to make a shoe that was so blatantly Sapporo. This could only work for a one-of-one custom like what you see here. It says premium beer right here, which is a nice detail. When you look at the bottle of Sapporo, you can see that it says premium beer on there, the stars. What a beautiful custom this is. So I was doing a little bit of research, and I looked inside the shoes at the tag. And by the way, before we get to the Nike tag, these are number 841 from DJ AM's collection. If a sneaker that was auctioned off did not have a box, it had a hang tag. So these didn't have a box, and they're number 841. But now onto the Nike tag. I was looking at the Nike tag, and I found the style number and color code. These shoes came out in 2005, and when I Googled the style number and color code of this shoe, I found out that the shoe that Jor1 started with was actually a white and metallic gold Air Force One. So he already started with a shoe that was sort of, I'm not going to say halfway there, but let's say a third of the way there. So the swoosh was already gold. This beautiful, almost bedazzled, glittery tongue right there was already like that. The lining on the inside was gold, just like you see here. Now, also you'll notice on the inside of the shoe, it says LE in white right there. That stands for limited edition. That means the white and gold Air Force One that he started with was somewhat limited. But don't be fooled, they put that on so many shoes. This back heel that's metallic gold was like that before the shoe started being customized. Again, same thing with the swoosh right here. The base right here, the outsole, which is also gold, or it's almost like a bronze shade of gold or a brownish, bronzish gold. It started this way. So really, when Jor1 was working on this shoe, what he had to do was all of the silver part, the stars, the Sapporo, the premium beer, he did actually paint the gold on the toe box right here. But it's kind of cool to see what he started with and what he ended up with. And people would come to the ShoeZeum and they would see this pair of shoes brought to life with the beer tap handle and Sapporos all over the place. And people were always like, man, where'd you get these shoes? Like, these are crazy. Nobody had ever seen them before. And that's because there's only one pair. And that pair belonged to DJ AM before it was on display in the ShoeZeum. It's been a real pleasure introducing you to these 2005 custom one-of-one Sapporo Air Force One lows that were a part of DJ AM's collection, and the work was done by the customizer Jor1.